Hi, Tony Bradshaw with AddSomeToYourIncome.com here to talk about here to talk about ways to make extra money as a teacher. There's been something all day today when I've been talking and I've just been flubbing just a little bit. I'm sure you've had those days as a teacher, so you understand where I am at. I'm going to look at the three types of income, again from my research in how to increase my income. I started to sort it into three different types. This was years of research and lots of books. You know how it is. I am also, just to build some credit with you, some credibility here, I have a degree in economics. I have been in education for over 14 years, and I'm entering into my 10th year of teaching. All right, so as I said, I was really focusing in. As a teacher, I felt like I was in poverty. I was trying to feed, we had three kids at the time, trying to feed 5 mouths. We've now had a fourth child, so we've had our fourth and final. We have 6 mouths to feed. Teacher income was so small. We just scrimped by. We kept coming across all this advice on how to reduce your spending, and it didn't fit. And you can follow other videos of mine or follow my channel. And I kind of mentioned these things along the way that I realized we don't eat out, so we can't cut our eating out expenses. We don't go for entertainment. We're not spending money on our kids. In fact, I calculated it out and realized that between the birthday gift money that we were receiving, we actually spend less on their birthday than the gift money we were getting. That's how life was, and sometimes still is. As a teacher, we're definitely frugal, and we get to be frugal, and that's actually one of the great benefits of being a teacher. It works out. I had a couple of books that really changed my thinking about being a teacher and making extra money. I'm talking a little bit too much about that. I need to get to how you're going to be able to increase each of these types of income. When I learned to focus instead of on how to cut expenses and how to focus on how to increase our income, things really changed for me. And I did all that study on how to increase income, and I put it into three types: passive income, labor income, and gift income. I'm going to focus a lot today on passive income for teachers because there are things we can do. There are things that you can do that will bring you passive income. Labor income, just a little bit, some kind of obvious stuff. And then gift income, I hope to kind of help inspire and see a couple of ways that you can have that happen for you. Most of my focus today is on passive income as a teacher. Let me begin with labor income and the obvious. We have time as a teacher. We have our holiday breaks. And that time can be used to increase passive income and labor income. I like to use my time towards my passive income. What books am I writing? What materials am I putting together? What is my side hustle? What is it that I'm willing to do to get paid money for? Not my hobbies, like working in the yard and enjoying certain leisure activities. But what are the, someone jiggle the door, but no one's coming in. What are the things that I like to do and I'm willing to have it be a second job? And I see my holiday breaks, summertime, as a time to work on my side hustle. I've written books. I work on my public speaking. I'm willing to do public speaking, and I hone that skill. I build these videos. This is how I can spend that time as labor to make this. Now, most of us are already well aware we could take on a summer job. I have a teaching friend, just as a quick example, he loves to golf. He happened to find out that the golf course needed someone to mow the lawns during the summers. He has to kind of start like late April, May, so he's a little bit extra busy in order to get that done, but he usually gets it done on a Saturday. He then has access to the golf course because he's now a part-time employee. It's great for him. That's what he likes to do. And he's willing to go there and do that work in order to get some pay and access to the golf course. So you can find things like that. Labor income I define as you work today, you get paid right away. So he's working part-time during the summer. He works a Saturday. About 2 weeks later, he gets a paycheck. I'm just roughly saying. It might be, once a month or something, but you get paid right away. As we look at passive income, it takes a little longer to finally get paid. You do lots of work, you have to maintain it as well, and then you get paid at harvest, is what I say. So the last one, the gift income, is someone else worked yesterday. We'll get to that. Let me focus in now on the passive income and spend most of the rest of my time on ways to have passive income as a teacher. I'll always remember 6th grade, and our 6th grade teacher would say, it's time to write. You guys are writing your stories, I'm writing mine. And he would sit down and he would work on his stories. Now, he just so happened to sell his stories in books and make extra money. And I remember going to the store and seeing his books on the shelves. And he had his books are printed, published, and being bought. That was awesome. I actually felt as a 6th grader that I was like in the same room as an author. And now I realize how awesome it was for him too. It's writing time. And he didn't get much writing done. We were 6th graders, right? He maybe get 7 minutes, I'd imagine, of actual writing. So I know he also spent his other times writing, getting the books put together, published, right? It wasn't just the little amounts of time that he had in class, but it was a cool feeling. We'd all sit down, the room would be quiet. We were writing in the same room as a published author. So what is it that you put together? And maybe you find small pockets of time also within your classes that you can work on it. I was at a workshop, and I'm sure you've been to many as well, where the presenter had a side table with the materials, the books, the things that he had put together ready to be purchased. He had his master's degree. He was able to present to us. The material was awesome. We would just go over there and shop at his table during the breaks. That is the place to be. Passive income, right? Creating materials other teachers want. You know what other teachers want. You know you're filled really well. You can go on and get your master's and PhD, and that's going to make you extra money, both on the pay scale and that you will know better the respect that this presenter had. His name is Tim Wiegand, and he has veganpress.com is his website, and he has materials available. That is a way to make extra money. Other ways to make extra money, I like to lend money instead of borrow money. I like to be the one lending money. And I'm not just talking the $50 that you lend to someone and then they never pay you back and they're no longer a friend, they no longer hang out with you, and you think, you know what? For $50, it was probably worth it. This person isn't in my life anymore, right? I'm talking lending money to people. I have a formal note that gets written and often have something like a car title as collateral, and the title is in a long-term escrow account, and they pay me back. Those $50 late fees add up, and it's nice to be on the other end of it, on the end where I'm receiving the $50 late fee because someone else doesn't have their life together. When you lend the money, you get to decide a lot of the variables. I'll share a small one. I had someone who was working to go through school to be a hairstylist and needed a chunk of change. And it wasn't a huge amount. It was a couple $1,000s. I'm able to set the terms. I personally like to take the prime interest rate and add 10% to it. That's about the risk level that I'm taking by doing a private lending. This particular one doesn't have any collateral because it wasn't a huge amount of money being lent, but it's significant enough that we wrote to a note that he is obligated to pay me back. The interest on that, the late fees, it all starts to pull together to become money that's coming back to me with interest and the late fees. It's tough on, anyone with late fees, and that's their life. And I'm on the other end where this is what we agreed to in writing. If it wasn't paid by the 5th of the month, it was a $50 late fee if received on the 6th, It's just black and white, and it's money. And you get to a point where you can follow that because that's what we agreed on. Another thing though, like the $50 and someone doesn't pay you back and you can just let it go. Just, yeah, let that go. Think of it in your mind. Switch it to a gift that you gave that. When you give that away, it becomes the key that unlocks gift income coming to you. Before I get to gift income, I do want to mention rentals. As teachers, rentals are a great way to make extra money. You can actually, if you're kind of handy or you know someone that's handy that you can hire at a reasonable amount, you can get those fixer-uppers, those places that need some TLC. Fix them up and then rent them. And that is a great example of passive income where you probably still need to do a little bit of work, like to keep the rent checks coming in and deal with any maintenance and some communication, and passive income comes to you. On to gift income. I'll just give I've already given the advice of the key to unlocking gift income, which is to give. So make sure you're giving, and we as teachers are mostly giving. Most teachers I know are very giving people and caring, and we give. We do. We know the value of that human connection over giving. And so my last little tip is just to keep your family and close friends updated on big events, aware of your situation. I often also say I'd rather receive a gift card than some mug. It's going to just take up some space probably in the lounge for someone else to take because my cupboard is full of mugs already. Keeping them aware of that, knowing, okay, yeah, my birthday's coming up. I'd rather have a gift card, $5 gift card to somewhere, sure. And then we see that as it's money. It's money on a card that you can go and get what it is that you would like to get. Well, teachers, we're in this together. I look forward to hearing from you ways that you are making extra money. Feel free to ask me for further pointers, tips, other ways. I'm trying to keep these videos somewhat shorter, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side.